There's too much weight behind them. It's just like a freight train. It's like an engine. That's why you're supposed to yield. That's why they have the lights and, stop and let them go through the red light. I hate to say it, but, forget these funerals. We're wasting so much time with that. There again is a time waster. All right, let one officer escort them. That's fine, but why have 5 or 6? Do they really have nothing better to do? I really think that they do. I think back to the fact of when my house, when I had over $3,000 in antique furniture, plus boxes of toys and things like that, when I was in the process of moving. They were on my back porch. I even had a for sale sign up on some of the furniture because we were trying to sell it. Left for like 20 minutes, come back. Someone had pulled up in the yard, went to the back porch, and stole all of it. Called the police. They wouldn't even send somebody to come down there. They were too busy. But yet, when I go do laundry, I constantly see them all parked over at the CVS or hanging out over at the Exxon. So worried about watching what people are doing and stuff that they're not out there actually investigating any of these crimes or just patrolling around. If you patrol around, that's the whole purpose of it, is to stop people from doing stuff. If they see a cop car a lot, they won't be doing a bunch of stuff like that. Let's stop people from robbing people. This is hard times. People are doing desperate things. People are getting killed for a few dollars in their pockets, and they're letting it happen because they're not out there enough. And I hate to say it, but I believe that they need to get out there more and stop these people who are doing these things. It all comes down to the courtesy thing. They would not even send an officer to my house. But I can listen to the scanner, and just a week ago, there was a house in a nicer neighborhood. They had a break-in, or not a break-in, I'm sorry. It was a report of theft, which means they did not break in, which means they probably just stole something out of their yard. They sent an officer right over. They'll send an officer right away to escort somebody to the bank at a fast food place when they close. That's what they're there for. But they're also there to take a report when you get robbed, especially for something that large. I had a for sale sign that had fingerprints all over it where the people picked it up and moved it. And moved everything else that they didn't want. Well, there was only 2 other people that touched this stuff. Hey, if they would have run the fingerprints, I think we would have figured out who it was. But they wouldn't even send an officer to serve and protect for the people. Once again, the people is what it's all about, and that's what everybody forgets about. And not everybody out there is jerks. I know most people are just hard-working stiffs like me and everybody else, but there are the jerks out there who do these things, who won't yield, who act like jackasses. The police who won't do their jobs or are too busy with other things that are not as important. I'm sorry. Stop doing so much for the funerals and start looking into some of these things. Patrol the neighborhoods a little more. Stop some of these crimes before they happen. It's all a matter of, it comes down to courtesy. Yeah, it's all about courtesy, how we treat each other. And I'm sorry. I've heard a lot about the Bible Belt. It's supposed to be so great. I have not seen any more courtesy here than I have in any major city in the United States, and that includes Los Angeles, Chicago, Denver, Dallas. I've been to them all. It's no different there than it is here. In fact, some of the people here are even more rude. And more on that. Well, we've got some footage of an ambulance that we're going to attach to this, which is in another town near here. So it's not just here. It seems like it's everywhere around in this part of the country, particularly in this part of the state, maybe, that people just are not courteous. They're not even courteous drivers a lot of times, but people get into such a hurry they don't care about anything else. And they need to yield to emergency vehicles. I'll stress that again because that's so important. Everyone thinks so many things are so important in this world. That's one thing that's important. There's lives at stake there. Being a firefighter taking Firefighter 2 course, the training course, I've also been, a firefighter for several years in my past. I know that's what's important. I have seen accidents. I've seen arms severed. I've seen people crushed. It's not pretty. They need to get to the hospital, and you need to be moved out of the way of the ambulances and move out of the way of the fire trucks. They're going to that accident or that fire. They're going to be the first ones there. They're going to be the ones that will pull the people out of the cars and out of the houses. Ambulance workers do not do that generally. It is generally the firefighters who do it, unless they are trapped in the vehicle and then they will assist in it. But it's usually the firemen. They're the ones who do it, but both are heroes for what they do.